President Biden on down, and world leaders did not want Israel to target any kind of a nuclear infrastructure. I'm wondering, when you hear that, do you think this is going to be, and again, I don't know how to quantify this, but a measured response by Israel to that barrage of rockets we saw 3 weeks ago?
Well, it certainly looks like Israel has gone for some kind of measured response here. I mean, look, I think I've read Prime Minister Netanyahu's recent autobiography, and we know for a number of years that he personally has wanted to go after Iran's nuclear program. He's wanted to take it back, degrade it. He's wanted to strike it. He has, under the Obama administration, been lobbying the US to join him on a potential military strike against that. Now, if you look at where we are in the world today compared to back then, we're in a much more dangerous period where, Iran has struck Israel on 2 occasions. Back in April, with more than 300 drones and missiles, and then obviously at the beginning of the month with about 200 ballistic missiles, a completely unprecedented attack. Those were the 2 first attacks by Iran directly on Israeli soil. The second, just 3 weeks ago, was, by far the most significant. Now, obviously, only 1 person was killed in that attack, but Iran was targeting, we believe, the Mossad HQ just outside Tel Aviv. So they were going for very sensitive sites. And Israel had promised on multiple occasions since then to hit Iran hard, to tell the Iranian regime that they would regret having carried out that attack. Now, I think the point to hit home right now is that, yes, it looks like Israel has not gone after those oil or nuclear sites in Iran. I think there'll be a big sigh of relief in Washington, in European capitals too. Basically all of Israel's allies have definitely been lobbying the Israeli government not to go after the most sensitive sites, the nuclear and oil sites. At the same time, we just don't know right now to what extent Israel has hit the Iranian military. So what we're getting from Israeli sources right now is that they have gone after multiple military targets. Now, are we talking about missile launch sites? Now, that would be, a bit of a tit for tat in sort of broad terms. The Israelis were hit by 200 ballistic missiles from Iran. If they hit their missile launch sites, that feels like, a sort of fair response, I think, in broad terms. Have they gone against military bases, more significant military assets beyond missile launch sites? Have they gone against naval bases? At the moment, we're only hearing explosions around Tehran, so we haven't got any indication of that. So I still think there's a big question mark about to what extent this is a severe, as Israel has been promising, response against the Iranian regime. And then again, it will come back to the Iranian regime's calculus. They will have to see how serious a response this is, how hard they've been hit. They'll have to look at their military capabilities, and they'll have to make another calculation about whether or not they do hit back against Israel. And again, we're into this dangerous game. I mean, we've talked about the war in this region spiraling out of control. I mean, in a way, we're already, and have been for a number of weeks, in a very slow spiral. And what people probably didn't realize is that when a military strike like this happens, it doesn't necessarily mean that the other country will hit directly back immediately. It's a very dangerous game in a way that's being played, where both countries are trying to make the point, deter the other from attacking them again in a more severe way, possibly take out military assets in the process, but hope that the response is not so severe that it gives the other side a green light, a very clear green light, to hit back immediately. And then you get into that big fear, which is the fear of US officials and any of Israel's allies, that this could lead, and at the moment we're not seeing signs of that, but this is the big fear, that it could lead to an all-out direct conflict with multiple strikes in either direction between the two sides. And that would be an altogether much, much more dangerous prospect for the region and for the world.
All right, fair use, fair use, fair use.
Hi, I'm Phil Lipoff. We want to take you to Kalamazoo, Michigan. You see it there, former first.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at GMS who I learned from. Shalom to those for lectures in the word and truth and sincerity. to you, braves, you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. Right, as we've been keeping track of all these, skirmages and, military, attacks, multiple almost right now on a weekly basis, right? This one in particular was done by the IDF on a Saturday, right? Which in their belief system, they don't go by the lunar Sabbath. They go by the, Saturday Sabbath, right? So this is how we know that these people are not the people of the book, because this is not allowed. The Lord would not have allowed for Israelites to attack on the Sabbath, right? But we know, and they know, that they're not really the people of the book. You could have done it, Friday morning, according to your belief system. If you actually believed, you wouldn't be, not only contemplating this on the Sabbath, but planning it for weeks. You strategically picked this attack on the Sabbath, right? Your Sabbath. This is Numbers chapter 15, and I'm going to start at verse 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. Right, and this is here, written for our learning, right? Verse 33. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him into Moses and Aaron, and unto all the congregation. And they put him inward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. Verse 35. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death, and all the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. Right? And the congregation brought him without the camp, and stoned him with stones, and he died as the Lord commanded Moses. All right. Now, that was here for our learning, right? And we all know that the Lord is, he's the one that guides our steps. So this man had to be killed. We don't know what he did in his past life. We're not going to get into that. But it lets you know that the Sabbath is to be taken seriously, right? And this is in the first 5 books. There's no way that these Israelis can run and say that, this is not part of their book, or it's not in the New Testament, right? Because they don't believe in the New Testament. So this is considered law to them, right? If they're the people of the book. If you can't pick up sticks, right, how much more can you be attacking people, right? Revelation says, I know blasphemy of them that say that are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And also, according to Isaiah 14, I believe starting at verse 6, when the people are put back in their land, there would be nothing but peace on earth for Israel. You're getting attacked left and right, and you're having to attack other countries because you're claiming self-defense. You wouldn't even worry about self-defense if you was really the people of the book being put there by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? But we know that you're not. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 32. They pursued after them. Wait, so like, let me start at verse 31 actually. Now when it was told that the king's servant and the hosts that were at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain man who had broken the king's commandments were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness, right? These are Israelites that would not conform to the kings, wanting the children of Israel to basically disregard the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. So they fled so they could keep these things. So there was an order to kill them, right? Because they wanted to keep the Sabbath, things of that nature, right? Verse 32 says, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. Right? This is what real Israelites would have done or have said. Verse 33. But they said, and they said unto them, let that which ye have done, Salakia. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. Verse 34. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandments to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast thy stone at them, nor stopped the places where they laid hid. But they said, let us die all in our innocency. Heaven and earth will testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. Right? So they were willing to die, right? Knowing that they're not supposed to be going to battle, right, on the Sabbath. They'd rather just have died in their innocency. Right? That was the point. Letting you know that true Israel would not have gone to war on the Sabbath. Right? It's a day of rest. It is a day of rest. Right? These people took pleasure in planning and attacking their enemy strategically on that day. Right? But the Lord's bringing an end to this wicked kingdom. Right? And all praises for that. Yeah, I pray this lesson was edifying. I just wanted to bring that point out. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from, and shalom to those for elect, preaching His word of truth, sincerity, and to you ribs, and to you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, shalom.